Hello and welcome to this demo video. Before we get started, I'd just like to explain to you a few things which will relate to all of the basic range spreadsheets. Number one, there is a key on the intro and setup tab of all of the spreadsheets showing what the different color headers mean. The blue headers mean that the cell's formulated, so it's locked and you can't change it. The yellow headers are where you can input data, and occasionally there might be some gray headers, which is just a different kind of data input, but we'll include instructions as and when that happens. The other thing that you can be aware of is there are ways in which you can damage the spreadsheet. So please do take a look at the link where you see this image, which will take you to a web page to show you how to better preserve your spreadsheet. Please feel free to keep a blank version of the spreadsheet somewhere, so that if you do mess up a spreadsheet that you're using, you can in fact just open a new one, a blank one. And some of the spreadsheets only last for a year, and then you've got a blank one to start the following year. So do keep a blank copy as a backup somewhere. And lastly, wherever you see this image, you can click on it. It'll take you back to the store where you purchased this product to see if you've got anything, any more products. One last thing, to see a demo video, you can click on this on a link that looks like this in order to go to the demo video, but that'll take you to the most recent demo. If in fact we've done upgrades and you're using an older version and you'd like to see the demo relating to your version, then do click on the watch on YouTube link, which will take you to that specific video on YouTube. So I think that's all you need to know. So without further ado, let's move on to this demo video. Thank you. Hello, welcome to this demo video for the Running Fundraiser report. This is a simple spreadsheet for people who are running for charity. Now, I've seen quite a few times what people do is they say, okay, they're going to run 1,000 miles, or they're going to run 500 miles, or they're going to run 1,000 kilometers or 100 kilometers or whatever the distance might be, and they want to set that target, and they go out and do various runs, few runs a week or run a day or however many they want to do, and clock up the mileage and eventually run that distance that they've promised that they were going to run. So what the spreadsheet does is it helps them to monitor how far they've done, and I suppose this would also work for walking. If people want to walk a certain distance, the time may be slightly more irrelevant, but the fact remains is the same, that they want to try and track the distance that they've done and report on that. So this is a very simple 3-page spreadsheet. First one, put in the charity name or the event or whatever it is that you're going to be walking or running for. Put your name, the person who's actually doing the running. The distance, you can just select miles or kilometers, and then put in your target distance. You see if you change to kilometers, that then changes. And if you change it, it changes to miles. So you can put in how many you want to do. That's your setup, job done. Then you go to your running data, and each time you run/walk, it requires 2 lots of information. So let's just go down to the bottom and clear the first one. So it's 1st of Feb 2021. So click on it. Let's say I've just gone one a day. So I mean, really, it's in order. But if you put in the date every time you, in fact, let's just have a look at the report before we put that in. The report shows we're almost at the end. We're at 99.5%. We haven't achieved the target. It gives all the breakdown. But then when we fill in the last one, so when we say, okay, 1st of Feb, we ran another 5Ks, and we did it in the time. Now, the time you need to enter exactly. If you don't enter this properly, it's not going to work. You need to enter the hours, then the two dots, the number of minutes, 2 dots, and seconds. All right. If you just simply come in here and put 35, it thinks it's 35 days and it gives you a ridiculous figure. So you actually have to note with the 2 dots, 35, 00. It's hours, minutes, seconds. If you are walking or running, I mean, I doubt you'll do this, but more than 10 hours or 10 hours, you can put 10 hours, 12 hours, 36, whatever, however long you're running for. But usually it's 0 or 1 or 2 hours or whatever it might be, and then the minutes and the seconds, enter. And then you'll see what this one does here is it keeps your running total of how far you've run. So each time you fill that in, it'll give you a run total. You can sort by these columns, but just bear in mind these figures are going to be out if you sort by either of these two. You really ideally just need to sort by the date. So if you forget one, you can put it in later on. Don't try and move things down and delete anything or that kind of thing. Just use the sort, add at the bottom, and then sort by date, oldest to newest. Then you got your remaining distance. It shows you how far you still got to go after each run, so it counts it down. This will then move into negatives. It shows you the percentage to do, so you can see it's got down to 0. That would start at, well, it will start at 100, but obviously you've put the first one in. It tells you how much you've still got to do, and it'll go down to 0. And this shows you the percentage that you've done. This should go up to 100. Shows you the total time you've taken so far, and this minutes per mile isn't your total up to that point. That one is relating to each run on its own. But at any stage while you're going along with this run, you can flick over to the report. You can see now there's this congratulations, target achieved, the trophy and the medal. At any stage during your run, it'll show you your target distance, what you've achieved, your percentage. It'll show you the date when you achieved your target. It'll also tell you the total time taken, minutes per mile on average, your date of your first run, date of the last run, so you can see the period that has taken you to complete this whole thing. And this will move forward. Let's just remove some of these. Let's remove from the 1st of October, just so that you can see how that works. You can see there that little pin will move forward as you progress. So this report, if you've noticed, if you've got your toolbar at the top, it takes up a bit of space. If you actually remove that toolbar, on most computers, on my laptop at least, it shows that whole thing. So what you could do is you could scroll down there, put the cursor there, come up and actually do a print screen, and then you can just crop that out, so you've got that as something that you could potentially show on social media or whatever the case might be. I've done it like that so people can see exactly where you are in your journey. Alternatively, you can save that as a PDF, or you might even be able to save it as an image. You just see what options you've got, how they work. But that essentially is your report. That'll update as you go along, and as I said, you can put in all the dates. All you need to do is each time you run, date, distance and time below each other. If you do sort, just sort by the date. If you want to sort by the distance just to see what you've done or what your best time is or anything like that, you can do that temporarily. But just in order to update these, make sure these figures are all correct, just make sure you do resort in date order. Otherwise these percentages may be slightly out. But other than that, I hope that that's helpful. And if you are embarking on one of these running for charities, I wish you all the best for your fundraising. And yeah, I'm really glad that I can make this spreadsheet to help you guys out. That's why I've given it away for nothing and not charging for it. I don't want to take any money away from the fundraising. I want it all to go into there. So if you would like to make a contribution towards the spreadsheet, please just put it into the fundraising on my behalf to you guys. And yeah, I just wish you all the best of your fundraising. Thank you very much. Goodbye.